Hey preschool team, it's Water Weekend, so I'm here to tell you about a little bit about Water Weekend. You won't get all of the details from me, but you'll get what you need to know. So this weekend, again, I hope that you guys are staying for an extra service if you're able to, and helping host one of our water stations if you're able to do that as well. So we're gonna have our teams make sure that there's a good ratio with the kids and the leaders in the classrooms, but then have additional leaders outside who are hosting those stations. So that when you go outside with a group of kids, if you're in a classroom, there's someone that's going to be hosting that water station that you walk up to with a group of kids, and they will be able to tell you what you're doing and kind of help host that station. And so you'll really be focusing on maintaining your group of, if you're a small group leader of 5 kids, 8 kids, how many ever kids that you're kind of sticking with as you walk through the stations. So before you leave your classroom, make sure to have your wristbands on, because we are going to be going outside. We're going to be mixing with other classrooms and ages as if we were in large group, but it's even a little bit more trickier. So make sure everyone has a colored band on. And before you leave your classroom, it would be super helpful if you took the amount of leaders that you had in your classroom and you kind of split your kids up in those small groups. So if you have 3 leaders in your classroom, then split the kids into 3 groups. Say there's 15 kids in your classroom, everyone gets 5 kids. That's kind of dreamy and nice, but it might look a little different. So if you have your 5 kids with you, make sure your 5 kids know that you're their leader and they're going to be sticking with you while they go outside, and make sure you know who your 5 kids are. So that will kind of help with the chaoticness if you are able to focus on your 5 kids and make sure you have your 5 kids. Then all the kids should be accounted for if everyone does that. So it's always important, though, when you get back in the classroom to make sure you count and you have your total. So do that too when you get back in the class. So that's my suggestion before you leave the classroom. Kind of tell all the kids what we're going to be doing. Explain to them any boundaries that they need to know. One of them being to stay with their leader, right? So once you get out there, you'll have so much fun. You'll kind of move from station to station as the leaders out there prompt you to. So that everyone has a chance to hopefully do all the stations that there are. So I do have a schedule for you. And so the schedule that you guys will be going off of has this type of timetable. So for the 9 o'clock service, it says if service starts at, or check-in starts at 9 o'clock, you can check in your kids and start doing craft if you would like. The craft for this weekend is this coloring page or activity page, and I'll get back to that in just a minute after we finish the schedule. So when they come in, they can do that, and free play if you want them to free play until it's time to go outside, and that is from 25 after to 45 after. So if you have the 9 o'clock, that's 9:25 to 9:45, and that's when they're outside, which is a good chunk of time that they'll be outside. So going from station to station, hopefully getting to do everything that they want to do while they're out there with your little group that you have. And then they'll be having to come in. And we gave you guys a little bit of travel time from 9:45 to 9:50 to get your... This will hopefully give you time to get your kids lined up and get from outside to into large group. Hopefully then once in large group, it's another transition time of the being outside to coming in, kind of winding down, but with a little bit of excitement with worship and things as well. So that's the movement. Once they're coming into large group, then it's going to be 9:50 to 10:15 in large group. So that cuts it real close to when service ends, assuming service ends on time. So if large group is ending at 15 after, we are getting those kids right back in the classroom and it's pickup time. So we're going to be really on it with our timing so that we can make sure that everything goes smoothly. And if for whatever reason we're running a little bit behind, we're going to make sure that security closes those gates so that no parents are coming back early before we're back in our rooms. So we need to make sure we're back in our rooms before any parents come back. So that's kind of what the flow looks like. Really, it's come check in, do your craft, go outside, go to large group, and we're done. So it's not too tricky. Everyone's going to be outside at the same time. Everyone's going to be in large group at the same time. So we're not going to have all these staggered timings since we've all been doing large group together, and the energy wise and room wise, that's what's been working best. We're going to be doing everything on the same schedule. So when you go outside, there's going to be 3 classrooms outside. So that's why it's so important to be wearing those wristbands. Now, going back to the craft or the coloring page that we have, this is something super simple because it's such a logistically crazy weekend. We're going to make sure that this is the easy part. And again, if you don't get to it, it's okay. This is just something that if we have time, it's a great thing to review and to remember. And so I know you can't see my sheet right now, but it says God loves us and we can trust his promises, which has been the whole overarching theme for this summer as we talk about Joshua. We talk about God's promises and that we can trust them. So if I go up close, you'll see that it is dashed lines or dotted lines that they can trace. So you're going to read those words to them and then they can color. And so that is it. That's all you guys are doing for craft. So if you have them still at your tables when you get back from large group and they want to finish them up or whatever that looks like, that is totally fine too. But just remember that large group will be ending pretty much at the same time as service is ending, if service is on time. So I hope you guys have a great water weekend and it's so much fun, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.